use of ancient martial arts weapons became prominent in the mid-1600s after Japan had invaded and occupied Okinawa. The Satsuma overlords issued a proclamation making it a criminal offense for any Okinawan to possess or bear weapons. This offense was punishable by death. This prohibition forced the innovative Okinawans to adapt farm and domestic tools into covert weapons in order to protect themselves from the brutality of the samurai. 3 such weapons were the bow, the sai, and the tonfa. The bow, or quarterstaff, is a wooden pole approximately 6 feet long. Its ends were tapered so the force they transmitted into the target was maximized over the smallest area. A source for its development may have been the tendon, a pole used across the shoulders to carry vessels on each end. Other sources might include the spear, hoe, and boat oar, which would account for its dominant side grip on Okinawa. Beyond direct application of weapon skills for self-defense situations, there are many indirect advantages that are sometimes overlooked. Within the dojo, weapons training is an excellent source of enhancing empty hand performance. Proper weapons training should increase wrist and gripping strength, improve hand-eye coordination, and increase overall power in empty hand techniques.
This weapons kata tape that you're about to view is quite unique to this country. The bow, the long staff, some people refer to it as a long stick, but regardless of what terminology you use, this was a very important tool to the Oriental people and the people in the Mid-East back through the ages. They did not carry packages on their back as we do today. We have backpacks. They used this long bow, this long stick, went across the shoulders, and they would equal weight on each end of the stick. But they were also very proficient with this long stick as a weapon. A lot of GIs during World War II and after World War II in different Oriental countries, they thought it was quite amusing to see some elderly gentleman that had a couple of packages on his bow, just off his shoulders, going merrily along his way. It seemed to be a game. Some of the GIs would like to walk up to this old gentleman, take one end of the bow, and just gently give it a push going in another direction. And these elderly gentlemen would smile. They had to go the way the weight was going. But in the meantime, they were kind of getting down on their knees. They were dropping these packages off at the end of this long staff. And when the GI saw that this was not just something amusing for them to do, because these old gentlemen, or papasans as we refer to a lot of them back in those days, they would take this stick and they would whip the fool out of these GIs. I mean, they really knew what to do with it. This thing is just like a whirlwind. So they got a lot of respect. And they got to the point that you want to assist these old gentlemen with their burden and not to be a burden on them. Now, the technique that you're going to see in the 3 weapons kata with the bow is Mr. Mike Garner, a 4th degree black belt, and my chief weapons instructor. And he will be ably assisted by Stacy Mangus, a 3rd degree black belt. And after you view this film, I think that you will have to agree that their expertise and their knowledge and their ability to perform with this weapon will make you so thrilled that you will actually want to go out and get your bow and get to practicing right then. And you can also be a part of helping us keep history and tradition alive of the old weapons that have been preserved throughout the centuries.
To grip the Okinawan bow, first divide it equally into thirds. Both hands grasp tightly around the shaft. Invert the right hand, as this will be usually the lead hand when performing Okinawan kata. There will be times you will use a matched grip and reverse direction grip. Tokumine Bo Kata. come to attention, bow, reach with the left hand, grab the bow under the right arm, come out with it as your feet shift into a hunching stance. Bow comes around, feet shift out, and on out into a neutral stance. Vertical block across the body. Shift back into a seison, block up, strike straight down in front, thrusting jab, 3 times. Back and parry. Side strike on 45 and in the other direction. Change the grip. First with the right hand, then with the left. As you step into a left foot forward seison, block with the right hand high. Strike straight over and down. Strike upward, the rear end of the bow, back down, strike to the side and to the other side. Step out to a left foot forward Sayuchin, thrusting jab. Step back and recover, parry. Next opponent, left hand high vertical block, strike down, up, down, side, side, out and back. Up, under, recover, step out, jab, straight jab 3 times, prepare, side strike, down on the left knee, 2 side strikes, up, vertical block. Start overhead, come straight down. Up under, down again, out to the side, left hand forward, side strike, right hand forward. Step out, right foot forward Sayuchin, thrusting jab, recover into a parry. Step back, the right foot, Sayuchin stance, flip the bow over, from behind the head, swing around, stop in front, head block, lower block, strike to the 45, circle the bow and parry. Once, then come all the way back, point the rear end of the bow at your opponent, strike through to the side. Switch your right hand, come over the head, switch your left hand, strike and parry and strike through. Look to the rear, point the bow, strike through, switch your left hand, step forward, the left foot, strike, step again, strike, 2 strikes from the hip. Step back, salute, bow out. Isshinryu or Katas. come to attention, bow, bring the left hand under, bring the bow out, vertical block across the body, step back, block up, strike straight down. Back into a T and block, side strike, down, side, side, switch the hand to the side. Step up, lower block, side, side strikes, shift the feet, lower block, side, thrust, switch the hand, strike downward, in front of the leg, come back, repeat the strike again, stopping in front of the leg, come straight over top and down, side strike, side strike, strike upward and straight down. 2 more side strikes, ending with the right hand forward. Step out in the Sayuchin with the right foot, thrusting jab, recover, pull back in, feet together, and parry. Look to the side, switch hands, vertical block, strike down, back in a T, strike down, again, over top, side, side, up, down, side, side. Step out in a Sayuchin, thrust, and back in a parry. On the other side, vertical block, down, back in a T, strike down, and again, over top, side, side, up, down, side, side. Step out, thrusting jab, back, and parry. Forward, downward block, thrust, downward. Look behind you, turn, vertical block, side strike, over top, side, side, switch the front hand, side. Step forward, lower block, 2 side strikes. Step forward again, lower block, 1 side strike. Jab from a Sayuchin, switch the front hand, down, another down block, over, side, side, up, down, side, side. Out in a thrust, back in a parry. Back into a Sayuchin. Step forward, strike. Strike to the front, strike to the rear, back to the front, downward strike, around and up. Head block, turn to the rear, strike, switch the hand, come all the way back, bow behind the neck, down on the right knee and strike to the side. Switch the front hand, step up, strike to the other side, down, up, side, side, back in a T stance, low strike, down again, side, side, up, down, side, side. Out in a thrust and Sayuchin, back in a parry. Come across in a crane stance, in a Sayuchin, in another crane, thrusting jab, and another jab. Down to the side, up around, come across the body, step back, salute, bow out. Shishi Bo Kata. attention, bow, bring the bow out, salute position, come across, step back, block up, strike straight down. Back in a T, step forward, right foot forward position, block to the side, dip down, bring it around and over top, strike to the side, strike to the other side, step forward to a Sayuchin stance with the right foot, thrusting jab, recover and parry. Look to the side, step back, strike with the rear end of the bow, with the front end to the side, down, two sides, thrust and back and parry. Step back with the rear end of the bow and with the front end, strike to the side, over top, two sides, thrust, back and parry. Look to the front, low block, thrusting jab, turn around, vertical block, strike to the side, the other side, and again. Step back in a T, low block, step forward, side block, thrusting jab, back, and parry. Block high, straight thrust, come around, from the back of the head, come around again, recover the bow, low block, side strike, thrusting jab, back, and parry. Switch the bow with both hands, come back on one knee, switch again, come back and strike again. Up, T stance block, forward side strike, thrust, back and parry. Step across in a crane, out in a Sayuchin, jab and recover. Cross in a crane, out in a Sayuchin, back and recover. And a third time. Back and parry, again parry in a crane, and this time feet together, parry. Step back with the rear end of the bow, block, strike to the side, back and parry, thrust, thrust, side block, low block, look to the side, switch the bow over, left hand high vertical block, strike down, come up under and strike, head block. Jump back into a T stance, low block, side strike, thrusting jab, back and parry. Switch back, head block, on one knee strike, switch the hands, strike to the other side, up, down, side, side. Step up, Sayuchin, thrusting jab, back and parry. Switch the bow as you step up into a T stance, block, thrust, and parry. Look to the side. Using the rear end of the bow, block high. Shift the right foot forward, Saison, bring the bow up level, striking up under, bring it over the head and across, strike to the side, dip down, come all the way over, strike down. Two side strikes. Step forward with the right foot into a Sayuchin stance, out into a thrusting jab, recover, and parry. Look to the other side, again step back, upward level, side, across, over, two side strikes, thrust, back and parry. Look to the front, lower block, low jab. Step back into a T, low block, side strike, thrusting jab, come across, over top, Step back with both feet, recover the bow, step forward with both feet, strike down, step back into a Seiyuchin, thrusting jab, parry. Step back, salute, come around, and bow out. Bo Kumite. come to attention, face each other, bow. One turns, bow simultaneously, salute, step back, prepare. Step forward, strike to the midsection as the opponent comes across in a vertical block. Step back and recover. Step forward in a Sayuchin, jab with the right hand forward, parry across. Again, step forward as the bow is parried. Strike down to the knee, come across and block. Strike to the other side, come across with the bow and block again. Recover. Offense steps in, strikes to the side, and switches, striking to the other side. Opponent uses vertical blocks. Offense steps in, strikes over and to the head from the side, switch around, strike to the head from the other side, two vertical blocks. Offense steps in, strikes low strike, under the feet, opponent jumps, recovers, offense strikes down on the opponent, opponent blocks with a head block. Both recover. Offense steps in, thrusting jab, opponent parries. Offense again steps in, thrusting jab, opponent parries again. Both recover. Offense steps in, strikes over the head, down to the knee, down around to the other side while opponent blocks with vertical blocks. Offense steps in, strikes to the side and the other side while opponent uses vertical blocks. Offense steps in, strikes two side strikes, head level. Vertical blocks are used by the opponent. Opponent steps in for a counterattack as offense uses the rear end of the bow to block. Both recover. Offense steps in with a jab, opponent parries, steps forward, strikes the bow down, out of the opponent's reach, counterattack to the midsection. Both recover, come to attention, salute, Bring the bow over to the side and bow out.